Today, I'm going to introduce you to my friend and super Hollywood heavyweight, Christina Shareef. She is our resident HR expert. So, we're going to talk to her about a lot of things today. Steven, what's your question?
Hello again, Christina. I hate interviews. I really don't like them. And what I've learned from my past interviews is that they've all been generic. I haven't had one interview where it felt like a conversation. And I'm better at selling myself through showing my performance versus talking about it. And I wonder, if you have any advice for candidates similar to me.
So you're not going to like my advice, but I'm just going to give it to you straight down the middle.
All right.
Because you have a long career ahead of you. And I wouldn't be doing you any justice to like bullshit you. You have to get over it.
Okay.
This is why I say that. Are there tips and tricks and all the things? Yes. But I will also say this. You're going to be doing this for a long time. You do well to find a way to get comfortable with this in some way, shape, or form. Find something about this interview process where you can display your product, which is yourself, in a way that makes you comfortable. Find a way that you can talk about your 5 best things, right? And really be intentional about it too, Steven, right? I would say this, you need to own the conversation. So many times we give so much power to the interviewer because we feel like they're the ones that can give us the job. They're the ones that, no. This is our brand. You are your own brand. The power lies within you. Okay. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to think about all the interviews that you've had, some of the main themes that end up coming up, right? And the reason why we hate these interviews is because they are generic. But there's a way to skew this in a way to get folks eating out of your hand. You control the room. Again, in any room, and this is the other thing that we need to really understand. If there's anything that I would love for everyone to walk away with today, it's this. Any room that you walk into, there's a power dynamic. It's not about ego. This is not about there is a power dynamic. You do really well to understand who holds the power in any room. I don't care if it's your living room or the boardroom. There is a power dynamic. Right? And that power dynamic does not always lie with the person that has the highest title. Sometimes the power dynamic is with the assistant in the room. Lots of times, actually, the power dynamic is with the assistant in the room. Sometimes the power dynamic is with the person with the highest title. Sometimes the power dynamic is the person with the middle. You have to be really astute at reading the room again. What you want to do, what is happening right now, Steven, is that your automatic assumption walking into the room is that the power dynamic lies with the other person. And you're giving all of your power away. Not cool. What you need to do is build up your power before you walk into the room. And this is how you do that, right? So think about the interviews that you've had and think about some of the main themes that you've come across during these interviews. Then I want you to think about 5 main points about yourself, about your craft, about whatever it is that you'd like to convey during these conversations. You make it a conversation, right? I want you to think of 5 main things. And then I want you to come up with a narrative around these 5 things. Look at yourself in the mirror and come up with a narrative that sounds really great. True, untrue, whatever. This is your story. This is your thread, right? You get to weave this blanket together. It is your responsibility to shift this power dynamic in the room and to get them to understand who you are. Now, during the course of these interviews, because you're going to be so comfortable with these 5 interchangeable things, you're going to be able to input, to deconstruct these 5 things, whatever, input them as you feel necessary. So no matter what question they ask, you're going to be able, it's just going to be like second nature. You're going to be able to say, okay, I know the answer to that. I'm comfortable, but you're going to be able to say it in a way where you're comfortable. You know the story, you know the narrative. It's going to feel genuine, warm. That's going to be the difference between a generic interview and the storytelling narrative. It's not with them, it's with you.